Hey everyone, I'm really glad you're here today. Let's take a few minutes to slow down and think about something truly amazing. Our universe, everything we can see, touch, and feel, came from somewhere, and how it all began is one of the biggest questions humans have ever asked. Now, a lot of people have heard of something called the Big Bang Theory. It's the idea that everything in the universe exploded out of one single point, and over billions of years, all the stars, planets, and galaxies somehow formed by chance. But today, I want to walk with you through that idea. Not to argue or sound scientific for the sake of it, but to look at how incredible, how perfectly tuned everything really is. Because when you see how precise it all has to be, you start to realize this couldn't have just happened by accident. Psalm 19 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands." That means creation itself, the stars, the galaxies, even the laws of physics, are like a silent message pointing us toward a creator. The universe isn't just existing, it's telling a story. And that story begins with order, purpose, and intentional design. So, what exactly is the Big Bang Theory? In simple terms, it says the universe started from a single tiny point, smaller than an atom, and suddenly expanded into everything we see today. Galaxies formed, stars lit up, planets cooled down, all supposedly from a cosmic accident. Now that's a bold claim, because when we look at how precise the universe is, it starts to sound less like an explosion and more like engineering. Imagine you walk into a room and see a smartphone sitting on the table. You wouldn't think it appeared there because parts randomly assembled over time. You'd assume someone designed it, someone planned it piece by piece. The universe is 1,000 times more complex than that. Everything, from gravity to light, from atoms to DNA, works together with mind-blowing accuracy. Let's talk about just how fine-tuned this place really is. If the strength of gravity were even slightly stronger, the universe would have collapsed back into itself before stars could even form. If gravity were slightly weaker, matter would have spread too far apart, and stars could never form at all. That's not a small margin. We're talking about a precision so exact, it would be like throwing a dart from outer space and hitting a bullseye the size of a single atom on Earth. Or think about the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. If that number were just a fraction different, the laws of physics would fall apart, or the balance of protons and electrons. If that ratio changed by 1 part in 10 billion, the universe wouldn't hold together. These aren't the kinds of things random explosions produce. These are the kinds of things blueprints produce. Now imagine your phone again. Inside it are billions of tiny circuits working in perfect harmony. If one wire is off, the phone doesn't boot up. If the code is off by just one character, the app crashes. Yet somehow, people think the universe, which is infinitely more complex, just happened to boot up on its own with no mind behind it. That's like saying a hurricane hit a junkyard and left behind a fully functioning Tesla with the music already playing. Or imagine baking cookies. You mix the flour, butter, sugar, and chocolate chips in just the right proportions. Now imagine you just threw ingredients into the air and somehow, by total accident, cookies appeared, perfectly baked, smelling amazing. That's the level of precision we're talking about when it comes to the Big Bang. The universe didn't just happen. It had to be perfectly balanced, perfectly ordered, perfectly designed, right from the very first millisecond. So here's something to think about. If the Big Bang was just a random explosion, then why does it look so much like a masterpiece? Explosions don't create order, they destroy it. If you blow up a library, you don't get better books, you get ashes and dust. But somehow the supposed biggest explosion ever gave us math, chemistry, beauty, and music. That's not random, that's intentional. And when you start to really think about it, how finely tuned the universe is, how perfect the Earth's distance from the sun is, how air, water, and gravity are all balanced for life, you start to realize this isn't chaos, it's care. You were born in a universe that's just right, not by luck, not by coincidence, but by design. Let's look closer to home, our planet. Earth sits at the perfect distance from the sun. Too close and we'd burn up, too far and we'd freeze solid. The tilt of Earth's axis, just right to give us seasons. The size of the moon, perfect to control tides without flooding the planet. Our atmosphere filters out deadly radiation, but lets in the light we need to live. Our oceans absorb carbon dioxide and stabilize temperature. Our plants turn sunlight into food and oxygen. None of that happens by accident. That's precision engineering. If one constant, one force, one equation were off by even the smallest amount, we wouldn't be here, not even close. You know, every time you open a weather app, you're seeing this design at work. Every time your GPS works, it's using the same physical laws that have never once failed. Every heartbeat, every sunrise, every sound wave in your ear, they all follow exact rules that have been stable since time began. That's not random chaos, that's intentional structure. It's like the whole universe runs on perfectly written code. And here's something cool. Even the tiniest cell in your body contains more information than any supercomputer. It's as if the Creator didn't just make the stars. He also signed his name in every atom of your being. So maybe the question isn't, did the Big Bang happen? Maybe the question is, could it have happened without purpose? And the evidence says no. Because wherever you see precision, you see a plan. Wherever you see beauty, you see intention. You wouldn't say your favorite song wrote itself. You wouldn't say your phone coded itself. So why would we say the universe, which is far more complex than any technology we've ever built, just happened? The truth is, creation points to a creator. And that creator is not distant or random. He's personal, he's intelligent, and he designed this whole universe so that life could exist, so that you could exist. So the next time you look up at the stars, or scroll through photos of galaxies, or even just breathe in fresh air, remember this: none of it is an accident. Every law, every constant, every atom was set in motion by a brilliant mind who loves precision, beauty, and purpose. And if the universe is that carefully designed, so are you. You are not a random product of chance. You are the result of design, thought out, planned, and deeply valued. Thanks for taking this time with me today. Keep looking at the world with wonder. Keep asking questions. And never forget, the heavens aren't silent. They're singing about the one who made them.